Hello, everybody. My name is Melvin Ram. I am the founder of Web Design Company. At Web Design Company, we build WordPress-enabled websites that look great. And we've recently switched over to using Rackspace Cloud for hosting all of our websites. And today, the first tip that I'm going to be sharing with you is using their um, file manager to set up a WordPress enabled website really quickly. Instead of actually uploading all the files, we're going to actually just copy paste to get all the right files set up the way that we want it. So let's go ahead and set it up. Well, actually, what we're going to do is we're going to be setting up a website for the domain name customerloyalty.org. So let's go do that. Add a new site, customerloyalty.org. Click on Add New, and it'll ask me, do you already own it? I say yes, and we click on Next, and we're going to set it up so that it has one MySQL database because that's what we need. WordPress requires MySQL database. Well, actually, I don't think that's true. But it does require that you have a database, and it works really smooth with MySQL. So, all right, now it's just asking us to finalize everything. We click Finish. It will set up the DNS information and the hosting account. And what we're going to do next is we need to actually go in and create a database. So we're going to scroll down lower, and under database we click on Add New. And I'm going to give it a database name, and so I'm just going to call it CL and click Continue. And for the username, I'm also going to call it CL, and I am going to give it a really secret password of password1. What you'll notice that it requires is a capital letter and a number inside the password. So I'm going to do that, copy paste. I'm going to click Finish, and now we've got the database in the process of getting created. Now let's look at what this tip is really all about. Go here to File Manager, and inside File Manager you'll notice right here, as soon as this loads, that we've got a folder called Web, and what this folder contains is all the files that all of our new websites require when we're getting everything started. So a normal website, when you set it up, actually let's go look at what a normal website contains when you set up a brand new website. It contains these files. The LIB directory seems to be a new addition. I'm not quite sure what that is, but in any case, it contains a directory called, you know what, I take that back, it might have been there before. So, but in any case, it contains a folder called Web, and inside this folder called Web, there are two directories. One is called CGI, and the second is called Content. Come on. This is actually the slowest part about Rackspace Cloud, is their file manager. They actually they mentioned that they are actually planning on improving this, but we'll see how that goes. In any case, so we've got these two directories. In the content directory is where all your files for the website go. So if you go to, I'm going to go to customerloyalty.org right now, and you'll notice that it has this plain text or just this plain HTML file. Well, that's the HTML file right there that is getting loaded. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete that HTML file real quick. And you'll notice now when I go here, it has nothing to pull up, so it just gives me an error. No problem, because we're going to come back in and we're going to get everything. All right, now let's look at the folder that we've got set up. This folder called Web in the very root of the directory. It has an empty folder called CGI bin, which really doesn't have anything in there. And then it also has a directory called Content. Now inside the content directory, we've got WordPress loaded together with a lot of the plugins and the themes that we normally utilize for most of our sites. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go click on web right here, and then I'm going to click on copy, and then I'm going to go to the customerloyalty.org folder, which is for that website account. I'm going to double click on it. This is important. You have to actually go into that thing. You can't just click on the arrow next to it. You have to actually open it. It has to say right here what the domain is. And then you have to click on paste. Now it's going to say some of these files already exist. Do you want to override them? And I'm going to hit say yes. And all the WordPress files into this account. And now if I go here, it will pull up the WordPress installation. Now, uploading this entire directory, sometimes can take a while because WordPress is actually about, I think, 8 or 9 megabytes now. So if you've got a lot of websites that you're creating, that can add up really quickly. Going through this copy-paste method allows you to do things a lot quicker. I'm not going to go through the actual process of setting up. Actually, you know what? Let's do it. We've already gone most of the way. So we'll go set up, and then I have the database name that I had picked. Remember, it actually had some numbers that were before the CL when we were entering it. You can actually get this information if you click on Cloud Sites, go back to the website that you just created, and then click on Features at the top here, and then click on the database name that with the database that is linked over there, and it'll give you all that information. So here's the database name, so paste, and then here is the username, and that's there. The password, remember we put was password 1, and then the host is going to be this right here. It says right here, host, and you're just going to copy paste this into here, and then you hit submit, and bam, WordPress is on its way to being fully set up. Oops, I forgot to put in my email address, so it's asking me for the email address. I click on install, and bam, it is installed. It gives me a temporary password, and I click login, and I put in admin, and I copy paste that password, and I'm in. Now you'll notice that the copy of WordPress that we've got in our temporary folder is 2.8.6 or 2.8.5 right here, and the latest version is 2.8.6. So we're going to go and click on upgrade now, and automatically upgrade, and WordPress is fully set up with the right permissions on the Rackspace Cloud Sites system, so we don't really need to do any permission setup. Now it's asking me to change my password, which really is a good idea because you don't want to forget your password that WordPress automatically generates. So I'm going to go give it the really secret password of password 1 again, and I click on update profile, and we're done. We've got our WordPress website fully set up with the generic installation of WordPress. Thank you again, and I hope this was useful. Now, just to reiterate, the main thing that we talked about in this video was setting up a folder called web that contains 2 folders. One is called CGI bin, and the second is called content, and then loading your WordPress files as well as your plugin files into that directory, so that everybody, or when you're creating new websites in the future, all you have to do is go click on this, copy, and then double click on the actual website name, and then hit paste, and boom, you've got all the right files that you need. Again, this has been Melvin Ram with Web Design Company for the Rackspace Cloud Sites system. All right, take care. Bye-bye.